Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about the issue of depression. Not necessarily myself, although I'll probably touch on it a little bit, but depression in other people. And I know I'm going to start off by saying no two people are the same. You know, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be sad for a long time. It's healthy to be sad because if you're happy all the time, I mean, you'll never appreciate you'll never appreciate true happiness if you're just, if you're happy all the time. Because you're like, oh my god, there's a lamp. I'm really happy right now to see that lamp because, the lamp, like, lamps are great. I mean, they come in all shapes and sizes and their stuff. But you're like, oh my god, there's a bee. I'm happy. You can't. People who are happy all the time, like, fair play to them, but they're scary. Because it's, anything out of touch like that is a bit of a mental imbalance. But being sad all the time is just as unhealthy. Now, I've gone through stages myself over the past maybe 5 years where I was sad for a while, like maybe a couple of weeks, maybe I'd wake up every day, maybe 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and my thoughts would be, okay, right, things aren't different, I'm still sad. I've been sad for quite a while. And it's only when nobody can ever really tell you how you feel. You can go to as many counselors and psychiatrists and therapists, and you can pour your heart out. But at the end of the day, only you know how you feel. Because I hate when people say I know how you feel, even though I say that quite a lot to people. But it's like, fuck you. You don't know how I feel because, I mean, unless you're able to crawl inside someone's brain and mess around and know how much, or unless you're on some sort of mental level with someone else, you'll never be able to know how they feel. Um, Now, what was I saying? Yeah, it's okay to be sad for, for a little while because it's healthy. And if you are sad for quite a while, there's a few things you can do to prevent, or not even prevent it, but to make yourself feel a little bit better. Like, I mean, instead of sitting on Tumblr all night, which I do sometimes, you can always, in the evening time, especially because it's coming up to summer now, the days get longer and the nights get shorter. You could always go for a walk. You could just take a walk, even as far as the shop, to buy yourself, a bottle of 7 Up or something. Um, and even when you walk back home, the endorphins are released, and you may feel tired, but you'll feel a lot better because your legs will be exercised and you'll get some fresh air, and you'll feel a lot better, and it's a lot better than the other alternatives like self harm and alcohol abuse, drug abuse. I myself have only come out about my own self harm in the past couple of months because as I was getting tattooed, my artist, well, obviously I was getting my wrist tattooed, and I tried to hide it with one of those arm warmers from Claire's Accessories, but it all came out. Like, I mean, you can't really hide shit like that unless they're on your legs or hips or wherever, somewhere that they're not going to be seen by the public. And then I've become a bit more confident that, like, I mean, a lot of people will be like, oh, you fucking emo, go cut yourself, which is a horrible thing to say to anyone. Nobody deserves to have that said to them, and I've had that said to me many, many times before. And sometimes these things can be a little bit triggering. And I've noticed on websites like Tumblr and even on Facebook and stuff, you see a lot of pictures of people with scars. Like, I mean, I've got fucking scars running up my arm and like my wrist, my arm, and my hips and my fucking shoulders. And you know, like, I take it all back if I could, because, well, because I'm mad into tattoos, you know, you can't particularly tattoo over them. But when, you know, for a lot of people, it's a release, and that's what it was for me. Um, Now I know there's a difference between depression and self-harm. They're two totally different things. Self-harm is a means to cope with a struggle. It's the same as, you know, a smoker going out for a cigarette because it relieves stress. It's the same as, you know, someone having a few like a glass of wine at night, or, you know, having a few beers because, you know, it relaxes them. It's the same as someone, you know, smoking a spliff or a joint, you know, like every night because it relaxes them. And it takes, you know, not necessarily with smoking, but I don't smoke myself, but with alcohol and drugs, it's exactly the same self-harm. I mean, I know, you know, alcohol and drugs can be used recreationally, but with self-harm, like, it's an escape from reality, and that's what, you know, alcohol and drugs do as well. Because, like, in my own personal experience, and I'm sure anybody who's ever, because anyone who ever, of you guys, if you've ever hurt yourself before, you'll know exactly where I'm coming from. The moment you cut or burn or purge or do anything like that, the moment you start seeing blood trickling out of your arm, you know, you start to think, you know, the physical pain erases or covers up the mental pain. If you have something on your mind that's bumming you out, like, you know, exam stress, or just family issues or relationship issues or anything like that, it covers up because you're not worrying about them. You're worrying about, you know, the cuts on your arm and the blood, and, you know, how you're gonna fix yourself up so you can't be seen, you know, doing that. Like, and for the first couple of months, for me, I remember I was wearing long sleeves indoors even when the heating was on. I was keeping my arms very close together to my body so nobody could see my scars. I was very shifty around my family, and another thing I noticed was that I couldn't help but look at, if I saw someone in a t-shirt, my first reaction was to look at their scars, at their arms even, to see was there any scars. And I still, to this day, like, I haven't cut in 4 months. To this day, I still look at people's arms the first time I meet them, and it's you know, it's not just rude, but it's a bad habit. Because, I mean, people's stories are their own stories. But yeah, sort of, once again, I've wandered off track. Self-harm is a release, but it's not a good release because you end up feeling shitty and you like feel sore, and, you know, it doesn't do you any good at all. Um, you know, a lot of people would argue that self-harm is, you know, it's better than, you know, the ultimate, you know, solution, suicide. Now, personally, like, I've tried, you know, I tried it once, didn't work out that well. I sort of like snapped out of it halfway through, and I was very lucky. You know, I probably was, you know, but I mean, I haven't gone through half as much shit as a lot of other people have, but I've still gone through quite a lot of shit. But I'm telling you now, things get better. If you take nothing else from this video, just remember this: it gets better. You know, scars heal, and, you know, days get longer and sunnier and brighter, and, you know, there's a bright future for everyone. It's never the end. You know, it's I'm not gonna say it's part of, like, any divine plan or anything, but, you know, we all have potential to do amazing things in our life. Even if, like, fucking school or whatever tells you you're not good enough, you know, you'll always be good enough. Because, like, I'm gonna give myself as an example. I still haven't gotten into a proper college. I left school 2 years ago. I got enough, like, if any of you guys are, like, in the UK or America are watching this, pretty much over here, like, we need certain amount of points to get into college. And, like, in our final exams, you know, an A is equal to, like, 50 points, a B is equal to, like, 20 points or something, and they all add up. And I had enough points to go to college, but because I didn't have maths, because I failed maths, because I'm shit at maths, like, you know, I'm sure I'm not the only person, but they won't let me into college now because of that. But I'm sure it's not the end. I was pretty bummed out for a while because I didn't get in. But, you know, it's not the end. I mean, something else will come along. And I'm sure any of you guys who are in the kind of same situation, or same boat as me, you know, it's all part of a plan, you know? We'll move in together, we'll get like a Domino's, we'll, you know, we'll have a huge, like, pizza party with Monster and hookers and cocaine. You know, it'd be great. But, you know, back to the topic of depression, a lot of people, like, claim it's a chemical imbalance in your head. That nobody's ever sad or happy or whatever. It's all chemical imbalances. Like when you're hungry, that's a chemical imbalance in your brain because your brain's like, oh my god, feed me. But when you're sad for a long time and you feel like there's nothing worth living for, when you feel like you can't even get out of the bed in the morning, when you feel you can't go on, that nothing makes you happy anymore, the things that used to make you happy don't make you happy anymore, it's all a fight, you know? I'm sure people will put you on antidepressants, like, to increase the serotonin levels in your head, and that's the stuff that makes, you know, makes you happy or makes you, I'm not sure, I'm not good with chemicals, but you know, serotonin is the main thing in your head that makes you happy. But just do what makes you happy, you know, like, just grab the opportunities by the balls, go out, live, go to gigs, go to, you know, do things that make you happy. You know, get a fucking pick and mix and just pig out. Don't worry about, you know, don't worry about how you look, or, you know, I know I'm a criminal because I fucking can't leave the house without, you know, triple checking how I look. But again, like I was saying, listen to the music that makes you happy. Draw what makes you happy. Write what makes you happy. Help other people because, you know, if, you know, helping other people is just, you'll get your own sense of self-satisfaction from helping people. It makes you feel good about yourself. You know, don't get too cocky or big-headed about it, but just do these things, you know? Like, pick someone roses or something and, you know, fall in love, because you'll never, you know, if you ended your life, you'll never know these little joys in life. You know, just pick something that makes you happy. Stick with it. Never give it up. And, you know, you'll pull through. We'll all pull through. Because it's never the end. Yeah, so, I don't want to be a motivational, like, you know, coach or anything, but no matter what shit life throws at you, you know, life will never throw anything at you that you can't handle. You'll always be stronger than that, because, you know, life's a little bitch, you know. Like, I beat life up and take its lunch money. You know, you just, if life throws shit at you, you take all the free melons and then you just make lemon juice or lemonade even. Yeah, I don't exactly know what to say now, but you know, I've got a leaflet here. You know, it's all about, you know, coping and how you know, you'll never give in. There's always hope. You know, there's a number. There's a number on the inside anyway. Well, there's numbers for all the Apache pizzas and Domino's and Papa John's, and, you know, they're all there for you if you need them. You know, they'll never give up on you. They'll always deliver satisfaction. Alright guys, that's it from me for the next couple of days. If you guys ever need to talk to me about anything, you have my Facebook, you have my Twitter, you have my Tumblr. I have an Ask FM now. I fucking hate Ask FM, but it becomes a bit addictive after a while. So I'm gonna post a link up in the description. If you ever need to talk to me, I will try my very best to give you help. You know, I'll sometimes, you know, I'm not great at giving advice, But if you have no one else to turn to, I'll still be here. You know, I love you guys, even if I've never met you before. Alright, well, I'll see you later.